complete word pairs. So what information are we looking for here? It says in the question type you will receive 3 pairs of words. So we have to look down at the example and see what they're talking about. So I see pair 1, pair 2 and pair 3. So these are the 3 word pairs that they're talking about, where the second word is derived from the first. Okay, so the second word, as in I think it's talking about this one, is derived from the first, meaning it's taken, or sort of you get the second word from the first word, and I can already see what they mean here. Shot is the same as shout, but without the U, so I'm assuming that's what they're talking about. Let's carry on with reading the instructions. Through the inclusion of letters and sequences. So that's just basically a fancy way of saying it's either adding or removing letters or using some sort of sequence. Your task is to discern the relationships between the initial and the derived words and identify the missing word in the third pair. Basically, we have to find what rule it is that transfers shout to shot and then soldier to soul, and then what the third word is going to be. So let's just have a very quick look. I already thought what happened here was that they just removed the U and they gave a shot, and that's the 4th letter that they removed. So what I would assume is they're removing the D, but I can also see that they also removed the last letter. So instead of it being a rule where they're removing things, I think what actually happens is if we just number these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what's happening is they're just using 1, 2, 3 and 5, and they're not using 4. And it's the same thing here, 1, 2, 3 and 5, right? And that gives you soul. So what's going to happen here, oops, I messed that up, 1, 2, 3 and 5, that means this is going to be flew. And you can see that here, and actually that's how they've explained it here as well, 1, 2, 3 and 5. So that's probably the best way to do these question types, is numbering them. It says there's another example here. You can read through this in your own time, but I think it'll be the exact same. Actually, there is a bit of a difference here. If you read through the instructions, or as in the example, what they do is they use the last 3 letters. So you get oat and ing, and they also use the first letter, so 1, right? So it is 1, 2, 1, 3, 4 and 5 that they're using here. But what they're doing to 1 is they're adding 1. So they're going from B to C. So they're moving across the alphabet by 1, which is how you get coat. And then if you do the same thing with, for example, sing or king, what they're doing is they're just moving the C 1 along the alphabet. That gives you ding, because C goes to D. And so this one is going to just be 1 plus S, whatever's after S, and that's T. And then they're going to use the rest of it, which is going to be tout. And there you go, you got tout. So that's another way that they might be doing it. The main thing is you have to find the rule between the first 2, and then you just apply it to the second one, and that'll give you the answer. So we'll probably do 5 of these questions, and I'll leave the rest of them for later. So yeah, we'll go through 5 questions, and I'll leave the rest to you, and you can put them in the comment section, and I will pin whoever gets them all right, as usual. So let's go through these. Boulder, Loud, Trainer, Iran. Okay, so this is probably going to be all over the place, because you can see it's not as straightforward going left to right. What I see immediately is I see it goes 4, 2, 3, and then 5. And I'm going to assume that's going to be the same here. So 4, yep, 2, 3, and 5, yep, so that's fine. You can see there's 2 R's here, so if you looked at this first, you wouldn't actually know which R it would be. The only way you can figure out which R it has to be that's being used in Iran is by looking at the other option and then seeing what order they are in. And obviously they have to match up, so it's going to be, again, 4, 2, 3, 5, and it's going to be the same. So 4 is going to be S, 2 is L, 3 is A, and 5 is M, slam. There you go. I'm going to use a type tool here because it's going to be easier. So here we go. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what's going on here? They're using 4, and they're using 3, and they're also using 1. Okay, 4, 3, 1, and 5. That's pretty straightforward. I think it's going to be the same here. So 4. Oh, actually, hold on. I think I've typed this wrong. There we go. So 3 is actually T. So this one, it should be actually 3, 2, 1, 5. Okay, so it's going to be 3, 2, 1, 5. Yep, same thing here. So that will just be LOVE. Love. That's your word. Let's keep going. Hopefully we'll get one of these difficult ones where you have to actually change the letter. So LOST. I see that as, it's probably going to be 2. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. LOST. It could be any of the T's. So there's a 5 here as well. It could be any of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly look at this side and see what pattern this one is using. So this one is using 2, 3, 1, 4. 2, 3, 1, 4. 2. Yeah, so that sort of just proves that it's going to be this T that they're using and not a 5. So it's going to be the same here. 2, 3, 1, 4. That's post. There you go, that's your answer. And the less you have to write out the numbers, the faster you can do it. But if you're getting these wrong, make sure you're writing out the numbers, because these are not questions that you should be getting wrong. These are actually guaranteed marks if you do it right. There's nothing to do with knowledge here. It's all about using the right technique. So let's keep going. Again, I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be 5, 2, and it's probably going to be 3, 4. 5, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to check if that works. 5, 2, 3, 4. Yep, Rove, that's going to work. It's going to be the same here. 5, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be spin. And you can see there, you sort of have to guess. Obviously, if I tried 5, 2, 1, 4 first, it would take a bit longer, but you can quickly adjust to that. Let's do the last one. SOLE. That's going to be 4, 3, 2, and then 5, 6. Let's try that. 4, 3, 2, 6. That gives you babe. That doesn't work actually. You can see that would be BBAE. That doesn't work. So 4. It's definitely 4. Oh, it's 2 next. Yeah, so I just messed up the order there. 4, 2, 3, 6. So that's going to be 4, 2, 3, 6. And that works. And same thing here. So 4, 2, 3, 6. And that gives you LARE. And just to double check that. 4, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, 6 is here. Lock. There we go. And yeah, I'm going to do one more. I'm just going to choose one from the bottom. So greater and rage. Okay, so this is going to be probably 2, 3, 4, 1. And so there's a lot here. I'm assuming it's going to be 2, 4, 1, 3. 2, 4, 1, 3, but it could be a lot of others, so we have to have a look. 2, 4, 1, 3. Yep, that worked. So we got lucky again. 2, 4, 1, 3. It's going to be FEAT. Feet. There you go. Feet. And that is a word as well. That is. It just means like an achievement. But yeah, do the last few. Put them in the comment section. And then obviously you've got a ton of these to go through in the actual book. The main thing with this is, once you've got the technique down, a lot of people struggle actually understanding how to do this question. So hopefully when I went through the instructions at the start, it helps you understand how you should be even like figuring out how to do this question if you haven't seen it before. Or any other questions, whenever you're reading instructions, always go line by line and then look at the example. Use the example and the instructions together, and you'll be able to figure out what you need to be doing. Obviously, here in our book, we actually give a bit more information that makes it easier to do. In the exam, it won't give you the whole process, but it will give you an example, and through the example, you can figure it out. And yeah, once you've understood that, and you're able to like recognize these question types quickly during the exam, just get faster at it. So just make sure that you're able to do it without having to list all the numbers out in order. But yeah, hopefully that was useful.